It says it's live, but I'm waiting for it to be orange. Oh, there it is. There it is. I do believe we are live. Hi, hi. Welcome to Empower Dreams Hangout. I'm Ellie Walsh, and this is with my, what a great panel we have here tonight. With my panel here, we are Empower Dreams Hangout. Empower Dreams. That's why I know I'm here and why this panel is here. We're here because we get together and we help empower each other, and then we bring out information. We take your questions to empower you, because there has been other people within our journey that have put their hand out, I know for me, and has helped empower me. You know, so I don't care where you're at, if you're just brandy new starting a business, if you haven't started one yet, or if you've been doing different kinds of online things, business for a long time. There's always that space, you know, to collaborate with each other, to brainstorm with each other, to mastermind with each other. That's what we're going to do here for the next 20, 40, 50 minutes. That there's more empowerment that goes on in that group. So we have a great panel here tonight. I'm going to ask them all to just say hello and introduce themselves quickly, and we're going to get into the topic. I'm going to go from what I see. I think I see different than you all. And on my left is Carol. So Carol, come on out and say hi. You could say more than that.
Hi, this is Carol. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm at the other end of the house from Ellie, upstate New York. I'm thrilled to be here on this hangout, and I'm very interested in the topic, so let's see how it evolves.
And Catherine?
Hello, I'm Catherine from Alameda over in California, way far away from Ellie and Carol. And I'm excited to hear about the topic, and I've been an entrepreneur for about maybe 4 years, but I'm on this team and with these lovely people for about 2 years now. So I'm excited to hear about what we're going to discuss. So thanks, Ellie.
Thank you. Great to have you here. Yeah, no, the other side of the country. The other side, yeah. And then, wait, we have our global aspect here. We got Danny. She's muted.
There, I think I'm unmuted now. Sorry. Hi, I'm here in Ontario, Canada, and I've been an online entrepreneur for a couple of years, and I'm happy to talk about tonight's topic to do with being stuck, because we've all been there. So it's going to be interesting to hear how everybody's ideas on getting unstuck.
Cool. Thank you. And Denise in Florida, where it's warm.
Yep, I just moved to Florida last summer from Denver, and oh, it was 80 degrees today. I know none of you guys like to hear that, but I'm in my happy place being in Florida, and I just love the topic of this kind of stuff, because personal development is like #1 in my life, and I'm always happy to contribute to topics like this, so I can't wait to see what we all come up with together.
Great, thank you. So happy to have you here. And Jamie's with us tonight. She's not too far from us.
Not too far, but it's certainly not 80 degrees where I am here in New Jersey. And I love this topic too, because you know what? This week alone, I've talked to like 3 people who were very stuck, and so it's fresh for me. I have a lot going on with this. It's all coming together this week, so it's great.
Great. All right. And Michelle, I don't know where you are.
I am in Mississippi.
All right.
And Denise, I am right there with you. It was cold today, but it's going to be in the 70s in the next few days, so I'm excited. But I feel like I've been stuck. I've been internet marketing now for about 1.5 years, and I mean, I know what to do, and I'm, for the most part, doing it, but I still feel stuck. So I'm excited for the topic.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, that is the topic.
Can't hear you, Ellie.
Oh, I was muted.
There you go. Okay.
Okay. All right. So we'll start all over again. Thank you. Okay. So what I was saying is that's the topic today. Why isn't it working for me? And I know I've been there. You know, not just on online business. There's other things in your life where I believe we've all been like, you look at somebody and you're like, why's that working for them? And I want to hone it in to online business. And some people, when you first get online, you don't even call it business. You're just like, I just want to make some money. Okay, how do I make money online? And I see them other people doing it. And what's wrong with me? Why isn't it working for me? So, you know, when I think of that topic, there's a gazillion things that, you know, are involved in there. And of course, the first thing is folks, you know, what program are you working? Because some people go, it's never the program, and that's bullshit. Sorry, I have to say that. Okay? It is sometimes the program. Okay? There is junk out there. There is. So, too many times I see people get on, and because people advertise, all right, just copy and paste, and you'll make money. Now, here's the deal. If that was true, nobody would have a job. Everybody would be home. We would all be copying and pasting, and we would be rolling in the dough. Okay, that, you know, and I get that that's still that idea. There's a part of us that go, oh, that can't be true, but there's a part of us, that lotto, all right, mentality of, oh, damn, maybe it's true. Maybe there's a way that really works. And look, you know, there is absolutely a learning curve coming online, and and if you want any kind of long-term money coming in, you are now looking at business. Not, you know, if you're looking to make $5 here or there, I guess there's some crazy stuff you can do. You'll probably spend much more than $5 to make the $5. So to me, that doesn't make any sense. So there is program stuff, but a lot of people are, you know, maybe they're into health and wellness, maybe they're into makeup, or they're into nutrition. There's a lot of MLM programs out there with really good products, and you believe in your product. You personally like your product, and then you're still watching and you're seeing other people selling more, and most of those programs are also about bringing in other representatives, and you're like, you know, what's wrong with me? Why isn't that working for me? So the biggest thing I want to talk about is the journey, and everybody's journey is different. You know, now it doesn't have to be a 20 or 30-year journey. Don't get nervous, you know. But if you're only in this for a few months, sometimes that journey is a little longer. That's not about judging. It really isn't. Those people that you hear, those 90-day wonders, I promise you they're not 90-day wonders. Maybe every now and then one shows up, but I promise you they had other internet marketing or network marketing or MLM marketing experience before they showed up and became the 90-day wonder. And I think that, while that's kind of exciting to hear about people within the companies that you're in, it also damages some of us. Because then we like take that personal, like, what the freak is wrong with me? Then you like hang out, or you get on the inside, and then you hear, well, you know, so-and-so was doing this for 10 years. That's a long time, okay? Before, and they had a big list. And so a 90-day wonder? No. There is learning. There's learning skills, and not just about your product, but learning skills, you know, learning certain skills on online marketing. And it doesn't need to take forever, but that other aspect of it, of looking for it to pop for you, in 90 days, and if it doesn't pop for you, you're back into that mindset of it doesn't work for me. That's the stuff you want to reel back. You want to reel that back, you know, because here's the deal. What if it took you, what if your goal is to replace and above what you're making in a job? What if your goal is freedom? I think most people's goal is freedom. Freedom, okay? That's why people say I want to be a millionaire, because a millionaire means freedom. But if you could have freedom at $200,000 a year and still be on your way to millionaireism, okay, that would be okay, right? So that idea of coming to freedom, you know, and wanting it in a 90-day pop, it's about reel it back, and instead of talking, here's what the majority of people do, okay? We talk about what's not working. So whether you're in this for 3 years or you're in this for 3 weeks and you haven't yet gotten to where you want to go, instead of paying attention to what's not working. Now, again, you do need to be aligned with that program that you're in or the product that you're with, all right? Start talking more about what is working. And this, I don't know why people fight this part. This is the part that Denise was talking about. This is the personal development part. You know, the book I will tell everybody to read is The New Cybernetics, and I've read the book at least 4 or 5 times. But coming back to, I'm going to talk about it a little more in depth, of something you can do every night to see your abundance. Coming back to acknowledging that you do have abundance, whether you're seeing exactly what you want to see or not, and we'll talk about that, and being consistent and staying focused. And that's the hardest thing, I think, on the internet, because people hop around and they see that person who said they're the 90-day wonder and they're not, and then they want to know what they were doing, and then they go and kind of do that, and then that one they kind of do that, and then that one they kind of do that, and we lose our own flavor, and we lose consistency, and we lose learning. We lose learning when we're hopping like that. So this whole idea of why isn't it working for me, I want to take the question and I want you to reframe it and say, what is working for me? We've got a lot of people here. I'm going to let people jump in and give their more than 2 cents, and I'll jump in here and there and remind me that I'm going to talk about a way that you're going to see abundance happening in your life every day. So who's ready to jump in? Just open yourselves up and come on in.
I got something I wanted to say to this topic. First of all, I'm a little bit of an oddity as far as internet marketing is concerned, and some people might say in other ways as well. But I never knew that you could make money online until, you know, just recently, a couple of years ago. I've come from a long-term career. I had a job, worked for other people, worked for other agencies, etc. And I mean, I knew there was eBay, I knew there was Amazon, but I never thought of that as internet marketing. And little did I ever know that there were all these companies that that you can go online with and earn money. So this was all a new awakening for me. And when I first learned about it, about probably 2.5 years ago, the first event I went to, I saw these people trooping across the stage, you know, talking about their stories, and their 2 things happened to me. First of all, I could relate to the people insofar as I was expecting to see, you know, people in shiny suits and big white toothy smiles and what have you, and it wasn't that at all. It was just people like you and me, you know, in jeans and T-shirts and what have you, who were on stage. And I thought, well, that's cool. And they were telling their stories about, you know, how they came from bankruptcy and went to, you know, big money. Now, I've fortunately never been in bankruptcy, but connecting with that big money was difficult for me. I couldn't at first. But then I went to a few events, I got to know more people, and I realized that some of the people I'm talking to are these big money earners. And, again, they are just like you and me. So I said, well, dang, if they can do it, I can do it. So I started thinking about, $1 million and stuff. But then, I wasn't getting anywhere near the $1 million. So I started thinking, well, what's wrong with me? Am I stuck? What's going on here? So just the other day, I heard something from, and I'm going to mention who it was because of his prominence, Gary Vaynerchuk. And he put something out there, and, this is certainly controversial. I don't expect everybody to agree with me on this. But he was saying that not everybody has the same potential and skill set as far as internet marketing is concerned. Everybody can do it, but not everybody has the potential to be a millionaire. So that said, he said, a lot of people are content with replacing their salary by working online or even doubling their salary and working online, and they're content because they're their own boss. They can come and go as they please and what have you. It's a whole different lifestyle. And I so agree with him on that because I think people fall into different levels as to, what success is for them and whether or not they're stuck. So to get back to what Ellie just said before, in my book, you don't have to be a 90-day wonder in order to be a success. It's what you identify for yourself as success, and it doesn't have to be, I'm going to be a millionaire in 3 years or next year or whatever. And maybe I am, whatever. But I don't think of myself as a failure, and I don't think other people should think of themselves as failures or being stuck because they're not millionaires yet. But that said, I'm going to switch gears a little bit and say that if you are nowhere near that and you just feel like you're spinning your wheels and not getting anywhere, you're not getting your leads, you're not getting your conversions, you're not getting a team going, nothing is happening, and you do indeed feel stuck, then I would have to look at what Ellie said again, your focus and consistency. Those are the two big things. But primarily, look at yourself. I have been reading the most interesting books lately that just blow my mind and have opened it up so much more. So I would have to ask, what are you reading and what are you listening to, so that you can dig deep into yourself and find out what's holding you back. And once you find it out, get rid of it. Don't hang on to it. You don't have to hang on to it. Even if it's from 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 20 years ago, there's no need to hang on to that nonsense. Start being aware of it, rethinking, etc. Also, I would take a look at what you're actually doing on a daily basis as far as your business is concerned. And as I said, are you being consistent? Are you focused? And is what you're doing income-producing activity, or is it just messing around with things, setting them up, getting training, all of which is necessary, but there has to be income-producing activities. And I didn't know that right away. Believe me, it took me a while to figure that one out. So those two areas touched on for me. That's what I had to say at this point.
Wait, don't mute yourself yet, because here's what I want you to do, or you could do it in the chat also. What books do you recommend?
Well, I've been reading a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself with Dr. Joe Dispenza. He was on What the Bleep, if anybody saw that documentary. And then I just picked up, I read that twice, and I intend to go back a third time because there's part of it that's heavy reading, and it's heavy reading, I'll leave it at that. But there's part of it that just set me on fire. And I just picked up Awaken the Giant Within, is that what it's called, by Tony Robbins?
Tony Robbins, right.
And anything by Brendan Burchard. I loved his manifesto.
So put that stuff in the chat.
Okay, will do.
That's cool. Thank you. I'm gonna disagree with Gary Vaynerchuk, and I don't think I'm really disagreeing with him. I think anybody could gain the skills to make $1 million in internet marketing. These are not rocket science skills. They're not. Even as far as some people, he's very charismatic. You don't need to be. There are silent millionaires, okay? There are. So, but not everybody believes they can make $1 million. That's not a goal for everybody right off the bat, and it doesn't have to be. I think sometimes that screws people up. They're like, oh yeah, $1 million, and they're thinking, I don't really give a crap if I make $1 million. But then they think like, well, then I'm not doing this right, and that's not true. You know, some people, an extra $1,000 a month will make a huge difference in their life, and if that's the goal, that's the goal. That's good. You know, and so don't doubt what you're looking for, and don't make yourself want to be a millionaire. That stuff, there's a money issue going on there, and this. But if you're reading books like Carol's talking about, you'll see that stuff down the road. Don't get into all that craziness. Get your goal. I want $1,000 a month, and then find your ways to get comfortable and work towards that, and we'll talk about that more. Thanks, Carol. Do you want me, guys, want me to go down the line, or does somebody want to jump in here? I'm all open for that.
I'm gonna totally jump in.
Cool.
Because just rolling off of what you said, first of all, this is why I love Ellie, is because she's always gonna tell it just like it is. And I saw her at an event in Nashville last April, and I was like, that's it. You know, so often we're overthinking. This is not rocket science. Network marketing, internet marketing, marketing. It's not rocket science. But we sit down at this computer and we're like, what am I doing? Right? You know, overthinking everything. And you know, we need to just really dumb it down, because it can be, and then we can eat it easily, you know, when we dumb it down. But, you know, I recently got unstuck, and the way I got I've been in forward motion since the year started. I'm really grateful that that happened, but I had to reevaluate and reassess my currency. And so we're always comparing to everybody else. Everybody else's successes. We have no idea how they got there, what obstacles they went through, none of that. Yet we see their end goal, their end, you know, result, and we're thinking, oh, it's just never gonna be me, you know. But why not me? So I had to cut that crap out real quick, because I was getting myself, you know, I was just overwhelming myself too much. But what I did really with the currency change was that I started to look at my successes less as a dollar figure and more as the impact that it was having in my life. You know, I had huge victories with the relationship with my son, but I'm not going to go into the whole story about it, but you know, it was a huge moment of like success for me. Like I had a realization that, you know, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, to better the quality of my life and my relationships. And that currency at the end of the days, of all the days, is worth way more than what's in your bank account. But we need what's in the bank account to kind of, you know, make the days go by and pay the bills and do all that stuff. So, so some of the things that I've done to be unstuck, other than get out of that comparison mindset and that dollar mindset, was that I've been keeping this like little journal where I write down these things I have to do every single day, and I check them off, and I don't go to sleep until I get them done. And one of my problems was perpetual learning. I was always learning and never doing anything. the implementation part was like not there at all. And so I'm in like, I need to know more. I need to do it better. It's not right. I'm going to look stupid. It's not as good as his. Oh, you know. And again, nothing's getting done. And I just go, I need another training. Let me just move on to that webinar. Let me move on to this. Right? And in the meantime, money's going out. No money's coming in because I had to do something, you know. And that goes, like, I told someone this week that this is 80% psychology, 20% skill. Because really, the skill, you can learn it. What's in here is really what's going to hold you back. And it's that insecurity and the uncertainty and the doubts, and they lean on you, you know. And your success is when you lean into them. Even if it's a little nudge, you know. I put up a Facebook ad, and it was crap. But guess what? That Facebook ad is going to render a result. It's going to render feedback. That feedback is, you need to do this differently. It was bad, or it was good. You know, you're never going to get that feedback if you don't put it out. So lean into the uncertainty and the doubt and that fear and that little nudge. Therein lies the victories of your career. You know, not in, my first Facebook ad was perfect. It only took me 6 years. You know? Just frickin' do it. And this is from my mouth because I've been not doing it. You know, a year of doing little bitsy things. But really, you just got to do it and suck it up, buttercup. And at the end of it, you'll feel like I put a pixel. It took me a year, guys, to put a pixel on a page to track I don't even know what it does. I did it. And guess what happened? It worked. Facebook has this great insights, and it shows you everything. I have no idea how to read it yet. But I put it up, and it worked. Success. I can go to sleep now, you know? That's it.
Oh my God, you just said so much. First of all, I don't believe what you said, though, here, where you said it's 80% mindset and 20% skill. I really believe it's 100% mindset, okay? Because you will never learn the skill until your mindset is right. Just saying. So and there is skill involved. There is. But, like, again, we've been saying, it ain't rocket science. This is not crazy difficult. But here's the difference. A person with a mindset that's still telling them, and if you've understood how programmed you are, that this is hard and you can't do this, and they go, oh, that's techie stuff and I can't do that. That's a mindset. Because if that person sitting next to you can do it, okay, they don't have a big higher IQ than you. They just don't have a mindset that says, I can't do it. I'm too old to learn this, or I'm too clumsy to learn this, or I'm just not techie, or I don't do my phone. That's all bullcrap. So I believe it's 100% mindset to then be able to learn the 10 or 20% skill, because it ain't rocket science. So I love that you said that. And, you know, I'm going to jump in here and talk about this, because you're talking about it's your to-do list. Guys, I don't care, girls, folks, I don't usually say guys. I don't care what you call this. Get yourself a little journal. And besides, I believe what Jamie says you need to do. And Carol talked about it too. She called it income-producing activities. What do you need to get done today? Please write it down. Not like I used to write down a list that 18 people couldn't do. No wonder why I felt defeated. Like, holy crap, I only got 8 things done. You know, it's ridiculous. So, like, be normal, or try to be. But every night, write out a little journal, an abundance journal. An abundance journal, okay? Abundance. It's not just about money, all right? And this is this is how little I mean, okay? If you found a penny on the ground, a penny, pick the freaking thing up, okay? And put that in your journal. A dime, a quarter, some of you have found, put it in your journal. If somebody held the door for you, that's abundance, isn't it? It is. It's abundance. Somebody's giving themselves. I think we get confused in what is abundance. Okay? Somebody is giving of themselves if they held the door for you. They are. There's abundance. If your dog was kissing you a lot that day, okay, that's abundance. And also when you're giving, if you held the door for somebody, because you want to know what? You can't give out unless you have. So what I'm really talking about, and truthfully, if you and you have to write 5 things every day of abundance. All right, abundance of that. I was a little nicer to myself today than I normally am because I didn't beat the crap out of myself because I didn't do the 722 things I had on my list because it's ridiculous, that list. All right, and so I'm going to finally give myself a break. But the other end of it, too, where Jamie was just talking about, but I did do these things, and instead of going, oh, I still don't know what I'm doing, saying, yes, I did this. Yes, I did this. This is so much about programming. I don't know how many people really get that. So those books that Carol was talking about, somebody just in the chat wrote the book about The Slight Edge. That is an excellent book. Excellent book. Denise says it's excellent too. So all right, I'm going to shut up. Some of you jump in here now. Don't make me pick you. There she is.
I want to jump. Can I go? All right. Oh my gosh, you guys. I relate to everybody. Jamie, you and I are right on the same path. I related to every single thing you said. The pixel thing, oh my God. Yeah, I'm right there. But you know, really what it is for all of us is we have to get out of our own head. And we are so in our own head. And I think that's why when we have these masterminds, we can relate to so many people because really there are no new thoughts. They're all recycled in the universe, and we all have the same thoughts over and over. You know, for those of you that know me or don't know me, I drive a truck right now, but before I drove a truck, I did hair for many, many years. And when I first started doing hair, it took me 3 or 4 years before I actually started making a decent income. You know, and people in this industry complain if they don't start making money after a month. And you know, that's a hard thing to stick with because we're such a, I've said this before, we're such a microwave / fast food society. You know, we want to have results right now. I mean, athletes take years and years and years to build their skill to go to the Olympics or to win some big game, and here we are complaining if we don't get a result after 3 days, you know. Something Tony Robbins said that I really love, and I think, Ellie, I think you mentioned this in the beginning, or somebody mentioned it. It's not knowing what to do, it's doing what you know. And we know what to do. We know how to have a good diet. We know how to have, you know, we know what to do. We just fight ourselves because we're in our heads so much, you know. And I wrote some things down here because I wanted to talk about these things because it is based on our beliefs. Everything that our beliefs that we have internally in ourselves determine what we see. And we can only see things based on our beliefs. And if we don't change those beliefs, we're going to continue to see the same thing. And for me, this is something different that I don't hear being talked about very much. Something that has really helped me to get unstuck, and it's really, really, really hard for a lot of people, but this is where the answers are, and it's meditation. It is meditation, and so many people fight that because going inward is scary. They want to look for answers outside of themselves, and that's not where any answer is. And so I've actually, one book I want to recommend, I want to get back to this, is The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. That's a really great book if none of you have ever read that. But if you've never heard of Byron Katie, I've talked to Ellie about this. She's basically saved my life in a lot of ways in my thinking for myself, in getting myself unstuck and out of my head And just sitting in silence, and a lot of people can't do this, I have found so many answers and so much clarity coming up from being still and being silent. And if you can just have a practice every day of just 10 or 15 minutes, I know a guy that meditates for 2 hours every day, and he's had unbelievable results and success come to him because of that. So the longer you can do it, the better. But that's where I have found getting unstuck in my life, not just in my business, but in my relationship, in a lot of different things, is just sitting in silence. I mean, I haven't even watched TV for almost 6 years. I don't even really listen to the radio. I just live pretty much in silence, and I talk on here and to some friends, but that's about it. I just really try to stay silent and inside, because that's where a lot of my answers are found. So I wanted to pass that to you, and hopefully you can take some of that and get some results from that, because it's really helped me a lot too. So that's really all I have to say for now.
It's muted here. No, I mean, you know, here we go. And here's another book. You know, if you're on that page, Denise, go ahead and put that book in the chat so people can see these books, because, you know, this is what it's about. So you're like, oh, these people are just talking about, in essence, personal development. How come they're not giving me the goods? And we are giving you the goods. And some of us, it took longer to find out. Oh, the goods are about understanding how we work, understanding, you know, who are we hanging out with, like-minded people, and there's this tiny little percentage of the skills that we need to learn, and we do need to learn them. And obviously the product that you're working with, and hopefully you believe in the product, and if you don't, go find a product you believe in. Stop trying to sell something you don't believe in. Right? That doesn't make any sense. You know, and it's not going to resonate with you. So we're back into personal development. And start listing your abundance instead of what's not working. So Danny, I think you're unmuted. I know you're going to jump in here and talk to us.
Oh yes, I am. Oh yes, I am. I've been in that position where you're stuck and you don't know what to do, and you think you've just really messed up. Tech issues or whatever it is, you can really beat up on yourself for that kind of stuff. And you have to remember that with everything that you're learning, you need to know that course correction is okay. You have to correct your course. You're going to stop and correct your course just like missiles do. They see they're going the wrong way, they correct their course. They see they're going the wrong way, they correct their course. The same thing goes with all of us. If you watch a baby learning to pick up something from the table, the hand wavers and wavers until it gets the right course, and then eventually that hand can go straight to that object and pick it up, no problem. But it has to learn those paths. So these are all relearned things that we do. And the other thing I want to say is when you do get to a point where you are feeling stuck, like everybody on this panel has already said, you have to take the focus off being stuck, put the focus on where you want to go. And it's making that decision that matters more than anything. You need to make that decision that you are not going to wallow in being stuck. And there are ways of getting unstuck. You have to look for them. And that's about all I got here.
Oh, really important information. And so you're talking about, you know, that course correction. Again, that goes back to, I mean, I read the original Cybernetics years ago, and it was life-changing for me. It was life-changing for me. And I might have read that book 2 or 3 times. And then they came out with another version which contains all of Cybernetics and then a little more updated information called the new Cybernetics. But Maxwell Maltz was part of that book also. And they talk about, you know, the rocket. And the rocket is not on course like 98 or 99% of the time. It's like going like this. Like it's supposed to go here, okay, but it's like kind of like, but it's back and forth, and it just keeps correcting. And it doesn't say, oh shit, I'm off course, I'm out of here. and just blow up. Okay, it doesn't do that. But we do that. Why do we do that? Oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing. This don't work. And when we say this don't work, I get that. We're looking at, look, some things don't work, okay? But I get that we're looking at something else to blame, because I know what we're really saying is, oh crap, I can't do this. And that's a lie. And it's a lie. It is a lie. Because this isn't brain surgery or rocket science. We don't have to go to school for 20 years. We don't, all right? And I mean, look at what we've got down here. I mean, all these entrepreneurs we have down here in this panel here. We were together last night, brainstorming. When we end this tonight, we'll hang out for a few more minutes together. We have a bunch of like-minded people who are interested in growing, and obviously abundance in my wallet too, kids. I'm into that. Okay, I think it's good. But we end up uplifting each other, and somebody goes, oh, how do you do this? And somebody goes, I know how to do that. And they collaborate. I said that. Blah, blah. Carol has to say my words to me sometimes. You don't even know how to speak good English, okay? And you can do this. So I failed English, I think. I don't know. So we're not done yet. So we're going good. So please, somebody else, Michelle or Catherine.
I will.
Good, great.
I just wanted to do what Jamie was saying about doing training too much. You know, you learn and you want to learn and you want to learn, and you don't do what that you're learning about. So I have that habit too. I mean, there's so many webinars in our space here that it's hard to know. You don't want to miss one because it might be something important. So you just want to keep doing it. But I have to stop doing that and start implementing what we're learning, so then you can learn more. But I always have the habit of learn, and not do. So, and also the thing about writing down your to-dos so you don't forget them. I have a little journal that I write down. It doesn't always get done, all of them, but I write them down so I don't forget them. So I just wanted to put that 2 cents worth in.
And that's more work than 2 cents, because here's the other thing. I mean, look, we're able to come in here and go, yeah, you know what, I'm doing that. I could do it better. And we're able to be vulnerable, and we're able to be real, and that's really what uplifts people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is really what works. And, you know, so you're right. I do that. I go into that mode too. You know, learn. And here's the deal. There's a self-worth and a self-belief issue that lies back there that kind of keeps us in learn mode. I got to get this perfect. You know, and I get that. I acknowledge that in myself, and so there's finally that point that you go, I'm going to learn this. I'm going to do this a little bit. And here's the great thing for all of us: we have this community where we can say, "Hey, would you go over and see what I did and tell me before I show it to the world?" We actually have that, you know, and that's so to our advantage. It really is, and not a lot of people have that. Not a lot of people have communities like we have. Look, I'm actually getting like, oh, I'm going to get a little teary-eyed here. Some people are like, no, I can't believe it. I'll put my glasses on. You won't know. Because that's so important. It's so important, you know, that to have that. And if some people are in these programs and in these businesses, they love the product, and there might not be this great community, or there's not this great internet marketing training. You have to go out and find the training. It's out there. It's out there. The community that we're all in, that's actually the training. The training is for internet marketers. It's not for any specific product. It's not for any specific program. It is for internet marketers. So any person on this panel here right now, okay, can answer your questions and can help you and can help guide you in a way that can benefit you. Here's the deal, folks. I'm not here to sell anybody on anything. Because you want to know what? I don't want you on my team unless you want to be on my team. And I know every single person here feels the same way. So sometimes people get like, I'm not going to ask a question. I put a phone number in all of my emails, and it's rare somebody calls me. And I think people are afraid of, oh, they're going to try to talk me into something. I'm not going to try to talk anybody into anything. I don't want you on my team unless you feel like you belong on my team, you know. And I would believe, I know all these people that are in this panel here too. So when you have the opportunity that you're on a hangout like right now and you can ask questions, or you're watching the replay because you might not all have made it here live, and you can ask questions because we'll come back, or you can connect with any of these people that you're seeing right here in that panel and go to them and ask your question. Don't be afraid to ask your question. I believe that we're all at least here and building businesses because we've overcome that fear of asking questions. I know I've had it. Oh, I don't want people to think I'm dumb. But I don't know the freaking answer, so I've got to ask the question. That saying of there are no stupid questions, it's a question that hasn't been asked that's kind of stupid because it's dumb not to ask a question. So, Michelle, you're going to give us your 2 cents here?
I can give you my 2 cents, but
you got more than that.
Basically, the issue with going near the last is everybody has said it. You know, they've said everything, and everything that has been said is great, and I agree with, you know, Denise, with just giving yourself, even starting out a few minutes in the morning, and you don't even have to call it meditation if that's hanging you up. And just taking action, even though you may be intimidated or discouraged. I mean, if you don't take any action, nothing's going to happen, and that's 100% sure. So, you know, even if it's one little consistent step a day and scale up is the key to being consistent and to start getting results. And the perpetual training, I find myself in that as well. But you know, I do a lot of training videos, so I kind of use that as my research. But it's very easy to get stuck in the perpetual training mode. And reading every day, I'm not very good at that. I'm not a reader, but I have been reading. When I pick up my daughter, I sit there for a half hour, and I've made myself read, and it's amazing how much personal development has happened because of that. And I never believed in that either before. So that's what I got. It's basically a reiteration from everybody else.
Oh, no, perfect. You said it perfect. And that's so true what you just said, too. Some people get, oh, I can't do meditate. They think you got to go be a guru and go up on a mountain and wear a little loincloth and sit there with your legs crossed for 4.5 hours. Okay, no. Just sit still for a few minutes. Just sit still. And then people go, oh, my thoughts don't stop. You want to know what? Nobody's thoughts stop. Okay, your brain really isn't made for your thoughts to stop. So stop worrying about that too. It's like we just just pay attention to your breath, or do visualization. Okay, just see yourself getting to where you want to go, and just feel that. But just take those few moments of silence. Just take a few moments of silence. We're in such a world that bombards us, even on the computer, you know, with stuff. So, and actually, Michelle, you talked about, and again, somebody mentioned this on the chat, you're talking about just doing this little thing consistently. And that book, The Slight Edge, is all about that. It's all about just doing this little thing consistently. And then that becomes a habit. And then you do another little thing consistently, and your life changes, you know, just like you're saying. And I all of a sudden I'm reading because I'm there picking up my daughter, and I didn't believe in this crap, and my life changed. Okay, it's like, yeah, check that out. Sydney, I see you jumped in here with us. You gotta add your 2 cents in here.
Add my 2 cents. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. I loved what I heard so far, and I was thinking about the reading. One of the things I found was that the audiobooks make a huge difference when you feel pressed for time, and that as much as I've always loved reading, it's really nice to feel like somebody's reading to you. you absorb the information in a different way, and it feels less like work. I don't know. You know, I love cybernetics, and the meditation. The meditation has been the most consistent path for me to forgive me, and that's made a huge difference in life.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, amazing. So this whole idea of why isn't it working for me? Here's what I found. And I've done a lot of study about how our brains work, subconscious, all this stuff, okay? Your brain loves questions. It loves questions, okay? It was made for them. It loves questions. But it goes back and it looks for answers, and it will first go to what's stored. So when I say, why isn't it working for me? Guess what it does? It finds a whole bunch of damn reasons why it isn't working for me. It does that, okay? It's your brain. That's what it does. So I've done a whole thing on this, on how to, questions are great, but we're asking the wrong questions. Okay, you want to switch that question. You want to start saying, how is it that it is working for me? And if that pisses you off, because some people that'll piss off, because some people will go, well, it ain't working for me, okay? Say, how is it that it can be working for me? And then don't demand an answer, because you have the answer already. Okay, just know that, acknowledge that. You haven't maybe yet received it yet because you have a subconscious that doesn't give it to you yet, but immediately the brain gives you an answer. How is it that it can be working for me? And then let that go. Go do your thing, like Jamie talked about. Go to your list, or go do what you're doing that day. Maybe you're on your way to work. Go listen to an audio book, or sit down and meditate, visualize, whatever it is. But every now and then when the question comes back up, you go, oh, wait a minute. I already asked that question. How is it? How is it that it can be working for me? Even if you have to say it that way. That's a good way to say it. And I'm getting the answer. The more you acknowledge, okay, your brain does have the answer, okay, folks? It does. The more you acknowledge that, it will get clearer for you. And you have to be consistent in doing this. See, here's what I say. People go, I did that for 2 days. You go, how'd you feel? Oh, I felt a little better. But then I stopped doing it. It doesn't work. What the hell? Okay? You got to do it more than 2 days. Just do it. And every night, write down 5 ways that there was abundance in your life. Abundance that people were good to you. Abundance that you found a quarter or a penny. Abundance that you gave out to people. Abundance that you were searching for something on Google and found the answer. Abundance that, you were with people like this, that you brainstormed together and you got an aha. That's abundance. I don't care how and you don't go to bed till you have 5 things. Abundance, not just money. It's abundance. Abundance that when you hugged somebody you loved, it was a little longer hug. That's abundance. That's abundance. 5 things of abundance. If you are in MLM program now and you don't have great training, or you're not sure what to do, this is the team that can certainly tell you. Get back with the person who invited you here. There is a button right down here. You want to take a test drive? Go take a test drive. Go down and hit that button, and it will send you to a presentation, or get back with the person who invited you here. You are not stuck. You're never stuck. So you're either going forward or you're going backward. But it's tiny baby steps, and I've been saying sometimes we go backward, we go tiny baby steps. My goal is always I want to be going at least more steps forward than backwards. And when you have a team and you have training that you can really count on, that's when you have that that you know, oh, even if I feel crappy today, I know I'm going forward. So get back with the person that invited you here, or hit that button to find out what that's all about. I don't know if anybody else want to throw in a few minutes. We're coming up. We have a few minutes left. Somebody want to end us here anymore, or are we saying goodbye? Ooh.
Yeah, I was just. Oh, Annie, you were going to say something, right?
I was just going to say that what we all really love about being on this hangout too is the community, and the community will help get you unstuck. It's really a great thing to be in.
Yes.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
See, we all think the same.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great too to jump into, and what I have found when I felt I've gotten stuck or in my head, and then I come to a group like this, and then it's like, oh, okay, I can move forward again because I had these blocks removed or whatever.
Right. It's a special group when you have a group of like-minded people. There's a synergy that goes on. It's just uplifting. So you can't even really, you want to feel crappy and we don't let you feel crappy. It's what happens. The energy is there. So please, if you're here and you have any questions you didn't ask the question. Get in touch with the person that invited you here. If you're watching the replay, ask the question. Okay, we'll come back and check the page before. We're going to come back next week. And we'll be announcing what I think we're going to start talking a little bit about why each of us are even here and doing this. Get in touch with the person who invited you here. Have a fabulous day. Please, before you end out tonight, go find 5 things, because you have it. You have more than 5. If you got more than 5, write them down, of abundance showing in your life. Our panel is going to hang on here. I am going to start this broadcast. Everybody, you're going to unmute yourselves and say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Make a lot of noise.
Bye.
Okay, we're out of here.